The most severe instance of model autophagy disorder isn't occurring in a data center. It is executing in your own aesthetic judgment. Engineers call it Habsburg AI, a structural degradation that happens when machine learning models train on their own synthetic outputs, gradually amplifying their flaws until the system collapses into gibberish. The anomaly today is that human taste is currently trapped in the exact same inbreeding loop. We are feeding on algorithmic exhaust and calling it culture. Look at the raw input-output disparity. You feed a generative model a text prompt of perhaps a few kilobytes. The model outputs a high-definition video weighing hundreds of megabytes. Information entropy dictates you cannot expand a file size by a factor of 1,000 without hallucinating the difference. The model is forced to fill that massive data void with the mathematical average of human civilization. It patches the holes with statistical foam padding. The underlying mechanism is generative aesthetic rumination. When a model is given a vague prompt, it defaults to the lowest entropy output, the safest, most aggressively average representation of the request. Human creators then consume this smoothed-out media, internalize its visual structure, and use it as the baseline for their next prompt. This is cultural lossy compression, a data encoding method that permanently discards original detail to save space. Here, the discarded data is human variance, and the space saved is the cognitive effort of original thought. This recursive loop does not happen in a vacuum. It is actively weaponized by the distribution layer. Lev Manovich mapped this when he observed that software takes command, meaning culture is no longer created. It is computed. Recommendation algorithms operate on a structural paradox. They claim to broaden your taste, but mathematically, they only calculate the safest adjacent node. That is the nearest data point in a network graph, representing the most familiar, friction-free piece of content to keep you scrolling. The platforms gain infinite, zero-cost inventory, flooding the zone with optimized AI slop, like the viral shrimp Jesus. The transfer of value is absolute. Platforms extract your attention by mathematically eradicating the friction of genuine human variance. The uncomfortable implication is that the tool is not the one adapting. A model cannot feel reality, possess bias, or hold a distinct perspective. It simply exists in a server, mathematically compromising on reality. But the danger isn't that AI lacks aesthetic friction. The danger is that human beings are voluntarily surrendering their own bias to compete in an algorithmic environment. We are engaging in a global average generation contest because that is the only output the recommendation pipeline rewards. We built machines to compress our data, but we are the ones being compressed. The ultimate tragedy of aesthetic model collapse is not that the algorithm produces soulless slop. It is that we are being structurally rewired to prefer it. See you next time.